What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great week and a wonderful afternoon so far. Now, this is the house of Roja Parfums, and these are the ones, at least for me, that I've gravitated towards the most and that are my favorites so far in the collection. Having tried quite a few samples, these are the ones that I find myself wearing the most out of the bottles that I own. And as you can see, a lot of them are from the Oud series, but that's just kind of where my personal taste and style gravitates towards. So we'll get started. These are not ranked in any particular order, but this is the regular Roja Parfums Oud, a bit different than the Amber Oud here. This is much more of a quintessential like Middle Eastern rose and oud fragrance, very bright and acidic rose note in there. Beautiful note of rhubarb in the mid notes that kind of help transition those bright top notes to the oud base notes. Got slight sweetness in here, but it's nothing unnatural, nothing forced or fake. A very natural smelling fragrance, thankfully. And as you can see on here, the color, you can't even see through it. Pure parfum concentration. Definitely be careful if you're wanting to spray fragrances on clothing. This is definitely going to stain a white shirt or a lighter colored shirt, so just beware of that. But definitely one of my favorite rose and oud fragrances, not of just the Roja Parfums collection, but maybe one of the tops in my entire collection. And that says a lot because I really enjoy that style, and I have quite a few rose and oud fragrances from different high-end companies. But this one is just absolutely beautiful in my opinion. Next one here, it is probably the only fragrance you could consider a fresh fragrance on this list, and this is Isola Blue. I believe this was Oligarch before, and they changed it because of the name. I don't know exactly why they thought that was inappropriate, but same formula, Isola Blue, really, really good fragrance. A little bit different than Roja Parfums Oceania. You know, you'd think they both have marine and tropical vibes. Oceania to me is a lot more citrus dominant, a lot more fresh, almost like a sparkly, effervescent type of citrus. This has a lot of density to it with the wood and kind of the musk notes at the base. I think it's got some musk in there, but it does smell very dense, but it also is very bright and tropical. You know, it's got coconut, lime, pineapple, blueberry, cassis. And because this is a parfum concentration and just the way the fragrance is structured, I get a lot of longevity and projection out of this bottle. Really, really good fragrance. Definitely one of those fragrances if you're going on vacation, somewhere tropical. Again, I'm lucky to live somewhere tropical, but if that's something that you may be having planned, definitely check out a decant or a sample of Roja Parfums Isola Blue, because that would be a great fragrance to take with you on vacation if you're going somewhere near the ocean. So next up, we got Roja Parfums Sweetie Oud. This stuff, it almost kind of changed my perception on gourmand fragrances because it is gourmand, you know, but it's not overly sweet. You know, you have a lot of gourmand fragrances that I really love, like Mashu Maro and Chocolate Makes Me Happy from Unique Luxury, New Harlem from Bond Number 9, which are great. Really love those fragrances, but this is gourmand on a whole different level. It's very understated, but it's very complex as well. You get like a fresh baked croissant with maybe like a little bit of honey drizzled over the top. So slight sweetness, and you do get some gourmand notes, but it's not overly sweet. So I think if you're somebody who may be avoiding or a little bit adverse to gourmand fragrances, this would be a great one to choose because it does kind of fit that category. But again, it's not overly sweet. It doesn't smell fake or anything of that nature. I get a ton of compliments on this one. And in fact, one of my friends who came over, this was quite a long time ago, I've told this story before, but he went through all my fragrances, basically all of them in my collection, and the first two that he bought was Sweetie Oud from Roja Parfums and Wall Street from Bond Number 9. Obviously two completely different fragrances, but that just shows you the quality of Sweetie Oud. Of all the stuff that he tried, this one really grabbed his attention, and it is just an absolutely insane fragrance in terms of its complexity. It does project and last a while. It is a pure parfum concentration. But yeah, I really, really enjoy this one. So next up, we got the Arab Emirates. Now these two coming up are from the Gulf collection. In my opinion, one of the best collections from Roja Parfums. Really good stuff in the Gulf collection, especially if you like Middle Eastern fragrances. But man, this is another one, not really similar. It is a rose and oud fragrance. This is a lot more sharp and a lot more traditional Middle Eastern. This definitely has rose and oud in there, but it's got some sweetness and other florals as well. And this one is very highly complimented. A lot of people really like this. It definitely comes alive, in my opinion, more on skin. All these smell good out of the bottle, but some of them really need to be put on skin and dried down. And this is one of those fragrances for me. It just smells better and better. The more you put it on skin, the more it develops and the more it dries down. Absolutely fantastic fragrance. All these done at pure parfume concentration as well. So that's excellent. Now this one is the Sultan of Oman, I believe. This one more civet heavy and oud. It's got gershom as well. So very woody type of fragrance, wood, oud. Got some sweetness in there. I think it's got like violet, raspberry, some citrus notes at the top. Really good fragrance. It's not going to be for everybody. It does have, in my opinion, a little bit of a funky kind of slight barnyard oud note to it. So do a little test spray on the back of my hand. It's been a while since I worn that one. Yeah, and you can definitely get the citrus, the wood notes. Definitely get some of the oud at the top as well. Just a really, really gorgeous fragrance in my opinion. But you really have to like that style of fragrance. So if you're someone who maybe likes Dubai Amber from Bond Number 9, Xerjoff Ether, Amouage Silver Oud. If those fragrances, if you're not opposed to those types of fragrances and you like that style, I think Sultan of Oman would be for you. Very complex, very Middle Eastern. Man, yeah, that is really good. The sweetness in the top notes kind of cuts through that, so I feel like as it dries down, 30, 45 minutes to a couple hours after, you really start to get more of those base notes in the wood and the oud in there. But this is absolutely fantastic stuff. Definitely, if you're in the mood for wearing that, cooler weather fragrance in my opinion, but very, very good. Now, probably a lot of people's favorite from the house, and I'm right there with them. I actually prefer this in terms of rose and oud fragrances, the regular oud, but in terms of just ease of wear and how much compliments you get, Amber Oud from Roja Parfums. Got a lot of sweetness to it. It's got like a kind of dark fruits, a little bit of fig. Not as oud heavy in my opinion as some of these other ones. Definitely nothing barnyard or animalic. Very easy to wear. Very clean type of oud. You do get some wood and oud notes in there. But again, even though you could say it's Middle Eastern smelling, this is definitely going to be a lot more approachable for a lot of people, just due to the rose and the sweetness of the fruits and the florals in here. Just absolutely gorgeous stuff. And I almost get a slight bit of nuttiness in this fragrance in the top notes. Again, fruity, floral, sweet, woody, really easy to wear. Definitely not overpowering in the summertime, even though you could save it for cooler weather. But there's no reason that you couldn't wear this in the warmer weather. It's not going to drown out a room, or it's not going to be offensive, in my opinion, to a lot of people. So just a very all-around versatile fragrance with still a lot of complexity and uniqueness to it. And I can see why it's a lot of people's favorite from the house. So as I continue this journey, this list is going to be added to. I got quite a few other ones on my list from Roja Parfums that I'm going to try. One that I'm really interested in, I think it's the Qatar X-Straight. That is part of the Golf series, I believe, so I'll probably be purchasing that soon. And yeah, just a really good house, a lot of complexity. Obviously, Roja Dove, he really knows what he's doing in terms of taking high quality ingredients, a lot of natural ingredients, and then blending them to perfection. That is one thing I've noticed about the house, especially, is that he really does a good job of blending these fragrances. Nothing seems too out of place, too overpowering. And that says a lot, because if you look up the notes of some of these fragrances, he puts a lot of notes in his fragrances. So it's very easy to add too much to a fragrance, because then if you add too much, then sometimes it can take away from the direction that you're trying to go. So shout out to Roja Dove, Roja Parfums, the whole team over there, obviously doing a very, very good job. For the price that their fragrances demand, I think that you would expect that. And a lot of people have come to find the quality of his house very, very good. So appreciate you guys watching. Got a lot more coming for the channel, and I'll see you soon.